Sup, how you doing, YouTube? My name is Ryu for the YugiohCouncil. Welcome to Coffee Time, your Monday morning discussion video released in the evening, because I'm uber busy in the day. And before we get into today's topic, we're going to jump right into that update I've been promising, I've been talking about on Facebook. I kind of been talking about Facebook, but today's topic, nonetheless, will be Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Online. So basically, it's the pros, the cons of both, and just to, really let's settle the argument, which is actually better for you, which is actually better for everyone. And it's really no wrong answer. We don't have to, say one's absolutely better than the other. There's pros and there's cons through it all, so, we're going to do what we can. I'm actually going to close up this window because it gets a little loud outside right now. It's almost 4th of July time, so let's get this underway. Here comes the update. Are you guys ready? Hypo. Update number 1, RyuAvalonGaming got the Elgato worked, and fucking Steam Summer Sale took my money, but that's okay, because we're going to have tons of stuff to play on the channel now, and tons of, different content's going to be coming on there that I've been promising since launch, and I've been terrible with, because I was just trying to find the grounding for my feet. So that's going to be underway this week with recording, and then everything you should start seeing it within next week after, because there's still some backlog footage that I'd like to post up before I start posting out that really crispy 60 frames per second footage out to you guys. Secondly, for the network, for all the channels, the upload schedules may change a little bit, but I will notify you guys prior to it. The network's probably going to start seeing at least 2 to 3 videos a week. The Pokemon Council is going to go back to 2 to 3 videos a week. RyuAvalonGaming should be every single day, maybe not the weekends. And then, of course, SuperCouncilGaming is going to be coming back as well. So, I've been uber busy, and I've been trying to put decks together for you guys, but this week's going to be a little bit of a slowdown. We're probably going to have a little bit more discussions. We're going to just slow down deck profiles while I work on everything else, because I got to play a balancing act between channels, so just respect it. But let me know what new decks you guys want to see. So, if you want to see a new Red Eyes, you want to see a new Yang Zing, just basically anything that gets spoiled out that is on Yugioh Pro, tell me, and I'll try to make it happen as fast as possible. Now, let's get into Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Online, a topic that I've been wanting to do for a while. How long have we been recording? We've been recording about 2 minutes. So let's put that at least 10 minutes on the clock. But I'm going to go right into it. I'm going to start with Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL, and I'll talk about the transitions into Yu-Gi tubing as well, the benefits from it, from not doing online. So I'm going to be very, very open about this. To be completely fair, I'm not a person who likes to completely lose. And if I lose, I'm cool with it. It's not the end of the world, number one. It happens to everyone. I don't need to win every single thing in the world. I just have a good competitive nature to me. Number two, Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL just looks better to look at a deck profile, but it's more time consuming, more money, has to be spent. If I'm not playing that deck IRL, I'm not really going to put it. So that's kind of the Yu-Gi tuber standpoint. However, from I want to go play for fun, it's a hell of a lot better to meet people who are like-minded like you, have discussions about Yu-Gi-Oh! Not feel like an outcast or a geek or a dork or whatever it is that you felt in school. Oh, it's not cool to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, it's not cool to play card games. Guess what? There's fucking different people everywhere, so fuck them, and you find the people that you niche with, and it's perfect. And I think that's why Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL, those local scenes that we have, are just so fucking good. But when they're not so much around and they're hard to get to and they're 2 miles off, of course Yu-Gi-Oh! Online is going to be 10 times better, because at least then you can connect to people. And honestly, I try to always be very organic. It's a word I hate saying about what I say in videos, how I approach my videos, just basically as the way you would talk to me in person when I'm very calm and not stressed the fuck out. PTSD, yo. That's pretty much how I try to convey myself in the videos. I'm trying to be very 100% how you would meet me in person. So just trying to get that point across. But that's besides the point. Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL, I've met some of the greatest people of my life because of it. And not everyone I met from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, someone I met because of IRL Yu-Gi-Oh! It's all different things. But I could tell you right off the bat, Greg is someone I met. Hoka TV, who's in Russia right now. Have fun, bud. Can't watch this video yet. He's someone I met from, we just casually played Yu-Gi-Oh! Neospark, who used to be on the channel when we first started. If you're watching this, bud, yeah, I still count you as a friend. There was a bunch of people I met. Some people were much nicer than others. And there's a lot of you who will come to KT Collectibles in New York City on Woodside and actually meet me in person. And yeah, I know I'm a little overbearing on how I convey myself. But yeah, so there's a lot of people like, I want to say there's Nat, Mark, Johnny, basically the council guys. I'm probably leaving a few out like Gio and Elvis, and Mikey, especially Mikey. I always forget to mention Mikey. The reason I love Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL is because of the people I meet. Because me and Mikey are like, I guess it's fair enough to say we're best friends at this point. And I only met him because I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At, a fucking local place. I was there by cards and we were just talking. And, it's things like that I think me and Mikey have known each other for at least 4 or 5 years now. So, when you say Yu-Gi-Oh! You can meet people, you actually can. It's a very social game. As much as it's toxic, it's also very social. Now, the benefits of online, as I said, and I'm going to be like flip-flopping between the both, is that you get to basically stay at home. It's too hot out, or it's too cold, or it's 3 miles off and you don't have a car, or you can't pay for the gas, whatever it is, or you're at school, you don't have time. It's very convenient just to go on, do testing, and just make it happen. It's very easy for me to put a deck profile together on Yugioh Pro. It takes a little more time recording-wise, but it's a lot. I like it a lot better because here's the problem. If you do like Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL and you go to do a deck profile and then you put duels with it, duels typically are going to last like 30 minutes, but replays are such a godsend to us Yu-Gi-Tubers. You guys just don't fully know how much of a godsend they are. To really just sit down, commentate over it, like if I was commentating a video game, and just go from there. It's so natural. It feels so good. And being able to do it for 4 years, I'm just blessed from you guys, honestly. And if it wasn't for the online community, accepting the council and just basically having us part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, I wouldn't be anywhere with you guys, seriously, I just wanted to put that in there. But I do have to say, some people just get really salty, and you see a lot of, I don't want to play, against Monarchs and everything else. I'm kind of guilty of that. I don't like to play against meta decks when I'm playing online. I feel online's a little more casual for me. And I'll be fair, because I've been very open about this past 4 years, and I'll say it right here, right now, heading into the 5th. The one problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! Online is you cannot get consistent hands that you would in real life, because it uses a data program, like an algorithm, to actually shuffle the cards, as where the person will be shuffling the cards, and you have the freaking other person cutting it. So you're not always going to get the same factor of, how it is online to compare how it is IRL. So I don't feel that we'll ever get that complete middle ground between the two of them. And I think that, honestly, as much hate as some Yu-Gi-Tubers get, as much as some people like to say that we're basically cancer and shit, I try not to be. I try to be better than that. I try to learn from mistakes. Yeah, so, it is what it is. But honestly, I feel like online Yu-Gi-Oh! Has its benefits because it's so easy to go make a deck profile. Something that's in OCG, something that's in Japan. You can't play it now. You can't play it, but you can try it. You can get an idea how it's going to be. And sometimes it clicks perfectly, like with my Blue Eyes. It clicks perfectly. Or for someone else, it'll click with Kriston's. That deck has just been hating me for the past while. I'm working on it, though. It's hating on me, though. But, IRL Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very much more, in my eyes, social. It's more easier to talk to people because you're face-to-face, and you have to be real about it. You can't be fake. Like, online, I always feel like you could be very fake. You could just go, oh, I don't want to play against this deck, that deck, or this. But if I met you in person, and we sat down, and you didn't know what I was playing, would you get up and leave? Like, it's just that mannerism wouldn't carry over to IRL. And I know for meta decks, that's one thing to say, I don't want to play against meta, with all due respect. That's the nicest way to put it, because for some people, it's very, very the same thing over and over, and there's that basically ceiling gap that you can't jump over, when you're using like a rogue deck that's not even competitive enough, or doesn't have enough power, and you just really want to try it out, or play it for fun. And I think that's part of, like, the problem with the online community is it's shunned down, it's shunned upon. Where if I don't want to play against meta decks or something like that, but again, that's just what it is. It's always been that way. Probably always will remain that way. I'm actually trying to see what's... Okay, we're about like 8 minutes into this discussion. But honestly, I'm not trying to put down online Yu-Gi-Oh! It has its benefits. As I said, as a content creator for Yu-Gi-Oh! On YouTube, it's very, very easy to go in, to work on decks. It's very convenient to be at my computer, while I'm uploading video, start editing a deck together, and then just go to the next thing, or render and start getting those replays in for you guys and just open fraps and record with it. It's very fucking easy. It is 10 times easier to do that than IRL. IRL, I gotta go to a quiet room. I gotta go to a space. I gotta have lights. I gotta make sure my camera quality isn't potato because, people will freaking call me out for it. I gotta make sure my audio is good. It's so much more layering than it is. But again, that's just from my standpoint. I guess from everyone else's standpoint, it's not the same. It's just we get to play with Japanese cards now. We like that. It's that instant gratification that we're looking for. And that's not to put it down. I mean, I can't blame you guys. Like, here's the thing. Konami goes, here's new archetype. We can't play it until it's in our fucking hands. And that costs money. That costs time. You got to go out and find it. You got to trade for it. Whatever it is, however you gain your cards. But to sit down on a simulator, Dueling Network, Yugioh Pro, Dev Pro, whatever it is, Salvation, or even Konami's upcoming thing, and to try it out, to get that understanding of it, how the cards function, the timing, everything, it just goes so much quicker than it would IRL. I don't know how we ever played Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL just without online sims, prior to the real birth, I guess, of the second coming of Yu-Gi-Oh! In my eyes. And some people may disagree with that when I say that Yu-Gi-Tubing technically is the second coming of Yu-Gi-Oh! In a good way. It's got its negatives. It really does. But it's got a lot of positives because it basically opened up like, oh, this is cool because there's a whole community of people who watch YouTube videos based on Yu-Gi-Oh! There's content creators who only focus on Yu-Gi-Oh! This is cool. It's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? And I will address basically the one thing I do want to address. If someone wants to make Yu-Gi-Oh! Content and then do video game content, as long as their channel doesn't say, just Yu-Gi-Oh! In their title, they should be more than, free to. Vexicus, Asian Eyes, let those guys do it, man. More power to them. I watch their separate videos that are not Yu-Gi-Oh! For us, though, in all fairness, we're called the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. You're not going to see Vanguard here. You're not going to see anything else. So, just saying. Just throwing my 2 cents in. But, yeah, so I prefer Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL more in person when it's convenient. Otherwise, I prefer online. And a few years ago, it was the other way around. But because I'm just traveling constantly now and trying to, to prep out videos for you guys and make quality that isn't ass, like quality videos that aren't ass or potato, you know what I mean? It's so much easier to have it online. But guys, share your 2 cents. And I know we uploaded a stock market alert because I'll be talking about that in a little while. Actually filming it after this. So, guys, check that out. If you haven't, Galaxy Soldiers are ridiculously up in price. If you have them, move the shit out of them. And I will see you guys later as always. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. I will see you tomorrow for Deck Profile and Deck Tuesday. As always, Ryu out. Peace!